class, so welcome to the end. We have come to the end of class, but we have not come to the end of history. It's kind of like we're in the middle of history because we're at the point that we're living in. And at this point in history, we certainly have a lot of changes going on with the coronavirus and, with technology and we're in an election year and just all sorts of changes going on that make us a little anxious, apprehensive, and unsure of how we're going to move forward. And all of this will be over soon, and we will move forward, and the best way we can do that is with compassion, respect, and understanding, and listening plays a big role in that, because the way that we get the positive changes that we want to see inside ourselves and in others, in our society, we do that by listening. So, that change starts with ourselves, so we have to listen to what our higher selves are telling us, and then we have to be willing to listen to others. That's kind of what diversity means. Diversity doesn't mean diversity and inclusion, we'll put that in there too. Those words don't mean that we just fill the status quo. It doesn't mean that you just have somebody who is from a minority group in your organization. Diversity means that you recognize that everybody is an individual and that everybody has something to contribute. Therefore, you treat everybody that way, and you make sure that you include everybody, because the only way we can move forward in positive directions is by working together. And all those little things we can do in our own lives to work towards optimal happiness and well-being, that does help a little bit. So I leave you with the question of, how will you write your story for the history books? Alright class, so that's the end of our lecture. So just a little wrap up there, and a little food for thought at the end as we as you guys move into the next leg of your educational journey. So just a few little housekeeping things here as we wrap up class. Remember, class ends on Saturday, so we don't have Sunday this week to get our stuff in. So make sure that you guys, you have that on your mind, and that you have all your work in by Saturday. So this week we just have our discussion, one participation. So you need the 2 posts, your initial post and your participation post. Make sure you get those in by Saturday. Your final presentation, you want to make sure you have in by Saturday. And then if you have not taken the end of course evaluation, I do strongly encourage you to do that. We do value student feedback. The university, I value that feedback. And anything and everything that we can do to make sure that you guys have the most positive and productive learning experiences, we aim to achieve. And so those end of course evaluations helps us with that. And just because you're doing this for history, don't think that it's going to apply to like your next nursing class or biology class or anatomy class or whatever other class. The feedback you give in one class, it kind of it gets spread around to your other classes, so that we stay kind of consistent in meeting expectations. So you guys have been a great class. You're all rock stars. You're virtual. High five. I'm so proud of all of you for making it to the end. And I am super excited to see your presentations. I know that they're going to be awesome. So just a few last minute tips here, just to kind of help you with getting that presentation together, and just making sure that you have everything that you need in it. So the first thing, don't worry about being perfect, guys. We're not movie makers. We're not actors. I guess that would be called a director, producer, those people. We're not actors. And if you guys watch my videos, you know that I occasionally flub up words and stuff like that. So I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not looking for an actual, MGM movie being made here, guys. Now, of course, if you're capable of that, go right ahead. But I think most of us, you're gonna have these little video kind of PowerPoints like I make, and so do the best you can. Relax when you do it. Make sure that you at least read over it one time before you go to record, so you have a general idea of the direction that you are going. Remember that this really technically isn't something you're just making for me. Think of this as something that is an example of you and what you can do and of your personality, so you can add that to your portfolio when you go to look for other jobs or advance in your career. You never know when you might have to give some kind of presentation. And remember, as you are setting up your PowerPoint slides, that what you're doing with your transcripts, these final presentations, it's a story that you're putting together for your historical figure, right? But we're doing it, it's an academic story, because we have to have those academic elements in it, right? But it's simply a story. So you want to make sure that you don't load your slides down with everything that you're reading verbatim. You don't want your audience to be sitting there reading along. You want your audience to be captivated. So you want to use those PowerPoint slides to paint the picture of the words that you're saying. So you're going to include, pictures if you want to. You can do animated pictures, depending on how fancy you want to get with your PowerPoint. There are some cool options in PowerPoint for things like that. You can do transitions and all sorts of stuff. But think of the actual slides that your audience is reading. That's your scene. That's the movie you're painting. So think about it. In a movie, we don't normally read everything that everybody is saying. They have this visual imagery that we watch, and so then that paints the picture that those words are speaking. I think I said that right, but you guys, I think you get my general point. So just consider that as you are making your PowerPoints, pictures, short bullet points, and then it's important, of course, to make sure that you're in APA, so make sure you include at least one citation per slide, and then have those full references on the last slide or slides. Sometimes you can end up having more than one reference slide. In PowerPoint, if you are the slide timer, make sure that you have that set, and you want to have that consistent for each slide, because when you go and export it to a MP4, if you do that, you're going to have like these lags in your speaking and in your time, because if you set it for 10 minutes and you only speak for 3 minutes per slide, then you're going to have a lot of dead air in between. So you want to try to keep it consistent and keep your story consistent on those slides. So it takes you, I would say, about 5 to 6 minutes, or even 2 to 5 minutes per slide is kind of a good way to gauge that. Another idea, guys, if you have like a little short videos that you have found that are like under 2 minutes, and you feel like they add to your PowerPoint, you're free to choose those. Like I know some of you are talking about FDR, so maybe you found a video of him giving a speech, or a part of the speech that you think helps out your presentation. Like I said, as long as it's under 2 minutes, go ahead and put that in there. If Martin Luther King Jr., some of you guys are doing him. If you find one of his speeches under 2 minutes, you want to include Hitler. You guys get the point? Like, you're free to do that too. And I want you to be creative, stick to those academic points, but also think of this as an opportunity to be creative with your creative skills, right? That goes back to that idea of being able to add this to your portfolio. And then just to reiterate, read through it once, so you are at least comfortable and you have an idea of where your presentation is going, and that'll help when you go to record it. I did not bullet point this, but make sure that after you save it, you review it to make sure that your audio is working. I can't tell you how many times I've recorded something and gone to post it in class to find out that it has nobody can hear what I'm saying, and I've had a few And these final presentations where, you know, that mistake has happened too, and something like 7 points, guys, knocked off, and that's kind of a lot of points. So just, you know, hopefully you don't make that mistake because it's very aggravating, but just make sure to review it, just to make sure that audio is in there. And then, like I said, guys, relax and do your best. You know, so far everybody has had great ideas, great resources, and your transcripts were great, so I know that all of you will do fabulous on these. So thank you for making me a part of your learning journey. I have certainly enjoyed being here with all of you guys and watching you all learn and grow. Even after class is over, I'm always available as a resource for you if you should ever need me. So best of luck in your educational journey, guys. Best of luck in your lives and your careers, and we just have a few more days of class yet, so keep up the good work, and I know that we're going to end on a strong point. You guys know if you need me, you can always reach out to me. I am here for anything. So alright, guys, thanks, bye.